back to VN News. We hope everyone had a great break, and today we'll be covering the major headlines for this week. The first headline states, the Venezuelan opposition party Leopoldo López Voluntad Popular (VP) reported today that government schools asked students to sign letters to U.S. President Barack Obama demanding repeal the decree of sanctions against Venezuela. VP coordinator in the city of Maturin, Reinaldo Navarez, said the Venezuelan Ministry of Education sent an order in which teachers were asked to tell students to make letters to the U.S. president on the sanctions. The Venezuelan officials were imposed and requesting the non-intervention. According to Navarez, the alleged order was delivered to schools in the city with no details. This order goes against the Venezuelan legislation that protects children and teenagers, which states that all children and teenagers have the right to freedom of thought, conscience, and religion. We reject this request based on the rules of LOPNA. We remind parents they have the power and right over their children and not the narco state, so deciding how to raise them depends only on the parents, Navarez said according to the text. On Thursday, the Venezuelan government began a global campaign under the slogan, Obama repeal the resolution now, which asked the president to repeal the law passed earlier this month and for which declared a national emergency by the unusual and extraordinary threat, which in his view represents Venezuela to the United States. Maduro estimates to have achieved numerous signatures before meeting with Obama at the Summit of the Americas that will be held in Panama on the 10th and 11th of April. Here is a picture of President Maduro and President Obama at the past American Summit. Our second headline states inflation is projected above 120% by foreign exchange shortages. The inventories are depleted, there is no material, the sector is in crisis. There is a shortage of foreign currency exchange. The immediate consequence is that inflation projections are placed above 120% by the end of 2015. Tamara Herrera, the director of Financial Summary, said the recessive effect will be very strong. The stagflation will be deepened. Inflation could reach 3 high digits, which means over 110%. This scenery is possible if the shortages continue to increase. Official reports indicate that accumulated inflation between January and February reaches 20%. That would outline to Venezuela to be in a hyperinflation economy. Central Madeirense, a Venezuelan grocery store, confirms the sale of products will now be covered by their driver's license number. Beginning tomorrow, the 52 stores of Central Madeirense will implement the system Terminal Identity Card for the sale of regulated products based on government suggestions. This was confirmed by a statement on the website of the store. As in other private chains, selling basic inputs is as follows. Mondays, the licenses ending in 0 and 1, Tuesday 2 and 3, Wednesday 4 and 5, Thursday 6 and 7, Friday 7 and 8, and Saturday 0 to 4, and Sunday 5 to 9. The company reiterated that the license is required only for the sale of regulated items, so that customers can access to the grocery store at any date. Also, they say that it remains unknown when the fingerprint machinery will begin to operate. These are all our headlines for this week. We will now be heading to VN Tweets. Thanks for watching. Our first tweet for this week is going back to the political leaders that are incarcerated in Ramo Verde. A representative named Dip Richard Blanco tweeted, "Inadmissible, Mitzi Ledesma was expelled from Ramo Verde on Family Visitation Day." The next tweet is by political leader Maria Corina Machado, and she tweeted, "Changing things in Venezuela is not an option, but a moral obligation." Our last tweet for this week is by President Maduro, and he tweeted, "Thank you all for the response of awareness against the threat of the empire against our homeland. Let's keep defending Venezuela."